Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Nisi Golden. If you're new here, welcome. Today's look is all about a makeup routine that is suitable for any interview. So think about simple, polish, but professional. Let's get into it. And so there's no product on my face whatsoever because we're starting off with our brows. I brushed out my brow hairs with a spoolie, and now I'm going to go in with the NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen, and I'm going to be mimicking hair-like strokes. So I'm just going to be going in like this, and I'm just going to be mimicking hair-like strokes on my brows until I am satisfied with the amount or the fullness of my brow. Remember, we're keeping everything simple and neat. We're not overdoing anything. We are not trying to reshape anything. Okay, so when you're satisfied with the amount of hairs or the amount of gaps you have filled, then we're gonna go in and clean all of that up with a concealer that is close to your skin tone. Okay, so now I'm going in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in this shade. This is in the shade Fawn, and this shade is close to my skin tone a little bit, kind of. And I'm just going under the brow here, and I'm just gonna clean up under the brow. I'm gonna try not to sculpt the brow too much because, as I said, we're keeping everything nice and simple. Now with a flat angled brush, something similar to this or whatever you normally use to sculpt your brows, I'm just gonna go under and make sure that I'm cleaning that up, making sure you have a neat line. Kind of arch right here, clean up the tail. You can just use the brush to kind of feather out all that excess concealer that's left. And we're going to do the same thing for the other side. Just cleaning it up. I'm going to be taking a brush, a dense brush like this. This is the Real Techniques brush, and this is number 300. And I'm just going to be blending out whatever concealer is left under my brows. I am going to be using the e.l.f. Skin Super Hydrate Gel Moisturizer to prep my skin. You can use any moisturizer and primer that you want. This is what works for my skin. I am not going in with any primer or anything. This is what I've been using lately, and it has been working for me. So make sure that you're prepping your skin. Get your skin nice and hydrated. You're gonna let that dry down for a while, and then we're gonna go into our foundation and other products. Okay, so whenever we're going for a foundation, when we're doing a look like this, we're going for light to medium coverage because we want a skin-like finish. So for my foundation today, I'm going to be using the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation, and I am in the shade Macao. And I'm just going to be doing 2 pumps on each side, and if I want more, I can add more. You know, less is always more when you're doing a makeup look like this. I'm going to be blending this out with a brush. So with a flat brush or any foundation brush that you have, I'm just going to lightly go and just blend that into my skin. And as I said, I am not going for full coverage. So if you're seeing some of the imperfections in my skin, that is intentional. You know, it's the first time they're meeting you. You don't want to shock them. You want to get a feel for whatever environment it is that you're going to be working in. Don't want to shock them on the first day. So just buff that out. See, that was enough. So whatever is left on the brush, I just bring that up onto my forehead. As you can see, you can still see my beauty spots and everything. Do over my eyes. Yeah, so now that our skin is looking a little bit more clean, a little bit more fresh, but still look like skin, We're just going to continue blending until we are satisfied with how the product is spreaded. If you need a little bit more product to feel a little bit more confident in yourself, you can go ahead and add it, as long as you're not doing too much. As long as when you're finished, your skin still look like skin, you should be okay. Okay, so this is what my skin is looking like up close. As you can see, I leave a couple of my imperfections out. Like, I didn't try to cover anything. I just wanted my skin to have a smooth, even base. Now for concealer, thread lightly with the concealer. We just want to cover any little blemishes, dark circles under your eyes, or any overly hyperpigmented areas. So I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty in 380, and I'm just going to be using this amount under my eyes, a little bit under my nose, a little bit right here. You don't have to do the other parts. I just naturally like to do it to balance my face out, but as I said, you don't need a lot of concealer. Gonna let that dry down a little bit, and then we're gonna come back and blend all of that out. For the concealer, you can use a beauty blender if you wanted to, a damp one. I'm gonna be using a brush. You can even use your fingers to blend this part out actually, but I'm gonna be using the, what number is it? This is the setting brush by the Real Technique. So I'm gonna just be doing under my chin first, just buffing that out, my forehead area. As I said, we're not going for full coverage in any way, shape, or form here. I'll be buffing that out on the bridge of my nose. And now under eyes. Always make sure that you start from the edges, just to diffuse that out so you don't have any harsh lines. I'm going to be looking up, bringing that product up under my eyes, closer to my waterline. And just blend until you are satisfied. So this is what you should be looking like. You can blend some more if you want to. So I'm going to be doing the other side, and then we're going to be moving on to setting our face. So now I'm going to be setting under my eyes and everywhere where I've highlighted with the One Size setting powder in the shade Sweet Honey. And we're going very light with the powder. Gonna look up, buff that in. Let's do that again. Gonna look up, buff that in. If you need a little bit more powder, add it to the puff. I'm gonna just lightly tap that in on your nose, on my forehead area. Okay, so now as you can see, I'm looking a little bit pale right now, so we're gonna add some more color into the face. As I said, we did not do any contour, any thing like that, because we're keeping everything nice and neat. However, I like to look a little bit bronze. I look a little bit more awake, a little bit more alive when I'm bronze. So I'm going in with the Fenty bronzer in the shade Mocha Mommy in a angled fluffy brush like this one. And I'm just going to warm up my face, so just bringing that around here just to add some more color back into my face, on my forehead. And I like using a fluffy brush for this so that, you know, everything is looking nice and diffused and polished. So now as you can see, my face is looking a little bit warmer. I'm looking a little bit more alive. Like, I could sit here and bronze all day, but we don't have all day. Yeah, I'm not going to be sculpting my nose or anything. What I'm going to be doing though, since we're not going to be doing any eyeshadow, I like to stay away from eyeshadow when I'm doing a look like this. I'm going to use that same bronzer on that same brush, and I'm just going to bring my bronzer into my eyelids like that. Just buff it in. So you see the difference between this eye looks a little bit warm, whereas this one, gonna do the same thing. Just buff that in, bring it out. Like, don't be afraid to just put that product on. Just make sure that you're not adding too much product on the brush while you're doing this. So, you know, less is more. If you need to build up, you can. For my nose, I'm not going to add any excess product to the brush. I'm just going to pinch it and just kind of buff it in right here, just to add some warmth. And that is what we're looking like. Now we have set everywhere where we would have contoured but didn't. We have set everywhere where we have highlighted, but there are areas on our face where we didn't add any powder, like above here, the cheeks right here. Those places, if you have oily skin like me, will get greasy throughout the day. So what I like to do is I like to go in with a foundation powder, which is my skin tone, and I like to use a fluffy brush to set all those areas where I did not set otherwise. Tap off the excess. And this is the Sephora collection matte powder. And I'm just gonna go in and set everywhere else where I did not apply any powder. We're also going to be skipping the blush step. I'm not going to be doing that either. If you have a very light blush, like something very subtle, something that goes really well with your undertone, you could. But, you know, just to not complicate things, I like to stay away from the blush, the highlights, and all those stuff. Remember, we're just trying to, you know, we're just trying to like highlight and embrace our natural features that we already have. We're not trying to, you know, make up anything that we don't have. So anyways, now that that is done, we're gonna go in to the eyes. No, we didn't do any eyeshadow or anything like that. So what I like to do to emphasize the eyes is I like to go in with a little bit of eyeliner, and for that I'm going to be using a black eyeliner. So I'm going to be using a black eyeliner, and I'm just gonna go very light in my waterline like this, just to brighten my eyes a little bit, because sometimes when you apply the concealer there, it kind of make your eyes look kind of dull. So just by smudging in a little bit of eyeliner, you can see my eyes are looking a little bit brighter now. So I really thought I was recording a while ago and I wasn't. So what I did was I added my CoverGirl mascara. So I just lightly applied that to the top and bottom lashes. So I'm just get close for a little bit of demonstration. So I just lightly coat my top and bottom lashes. And I was saying that if you are a little bit squeamish with things getting too close to your eyes, just do the top. You don't have to do the bottom lashes. I just personally like how my bottom lashes look when I add a little bit of mascara to them. You want to stay away from bright colors when it comes down to the lips for an interview. So what you can do is you can line your lips with a brown lip liner, or just stick to a simple gloss. So I'm going to be lining my lips with the Huda Beauty lip liner in the color Rich Brown. And line it lightly. See, I didn't even put it on the top, just a little bit. And you can go in with any neutral lip gloss that you have. I'm just going in with this one from Ruby Kisses. This is their butter bomb gloss. I don't know what shade. Oh yeah, this is their shade is Warm Hug. This is in the shade Warm Hug. It's like a peachy brownish color. Add that to the center, blend that out, and there you have it. Now we're going to set all of that with any setting spray that you have on hand. I think this one is from Wet n Wild. Then add it to another spray bottle, let that dry down, and we're done. Okay guys, so this is the finished makeup look. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Always remember to show up as yourself, because if you don't, no one else can. And good luck on your interview, and I hope I see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.